Hey guys, Jarrett with Esco Viper Gunworks here. Recently there has been a huge influx of surplus 32 ACP ammo into the United States. It's all been S&B from what I've seen. It's been 73 grain, full metal jacket, steel core from what I've read. I've seen posts on Reddit of someone cross-sectioning the bullet and it appears to be steel core, it's magnetic, all that. I don't know if all of it is. I'm assuming it is. They say it's non-corrosive. Mine has been non-corrosive. I got the green and white box here. There's another batch that is a red and white box. It's a red box, and I believe it's red and white. I cannot attest to all of it, obviously, but mine is non-corrosive. I got mine from Centerfire Systems. You can also get it through Royal Tiger Imports or AIM Surplus. They are brass case, full metal jacket. They have a red primer sealant. They're high quality. They go bang every time for me. They're reasonably accurate. We'll test that in a minute. We'll see if it's just me or if it's the ammo. But they are Berdan primed. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Maybe Berdan primed. So they're not reloadable brass casings, but they are brass, which is a slight plus. They come in crates of 4,050 rounds, I believe. I got 2,000 rounds, so I got about half a crate. We'll get started on comparing the difference in this surplus ammo and my previous favorite, which was PPU 71 grain, new manufacturer ammo. See if there's any difference between them. All right, first up, my Spanish Star, loaded up with 10 rounds, PPU 71 grain full metal jackets, new manufacturer. I'm gonna do 20 round groups for both of my guns and then compare them and see what the difference is. That's pretty good. I'm gonna go load up 10 more and then we'll go check it out. Did not lock open that time. But one thing I've noticed about the PPU is a little underpowered, but it is still my favorite because it'll cycle my Scorpion, which is the next gun we're going to test. But as you can see, well, maybe, there's a bit of unburnt powder on my arms because the PPU is just underpowered enough to not seal the case. As you can see, this is, oh, focus. PPU 32 auto. I just fired it, it's still warm. You can see how it does not seal well inside of the chamber. So sometimes it will throw powder, unburnt powder, back onto you and it stings a little bit. But let's go check out our group. Yeah, walking up, our group is very good. Ignore that one up there. I was trying to aim for the head, but as you can see, a lot of my shots were going high, so a lot of them were going right over into the tire. You can see where they were skimming across. So I went back to down here. I loaded up 10 more, or 20 more really, and shot them all down here. That is a pretty good group. We have one B zone, but all the rest were A's. I'll get it repainted up and we'll test it with the surplus ammo. All right, so now we're loaded up with 10 rounds of the surplus S&B 73 grain full metal jackets out of the Star. That is why you always wear eye protection. That's a pretty good group. Let's go load up 10 more. All right, last 10 from the Star. Surplus S&B, 73 grains. All right, let's go check out that group. This group, well, I don't know about much better than the PPU, but it looks better, and it is much better than my last video, which was a review of this Spanish Star. That group is considerably better. I guess I just wasn't shooting too great last video, but that looks pretty good, honestly. So those shots were all at 7 yards. Now let's go for a little more practical accuracy test, I suppose. We're going to go for the steel at 25 yards. This is, again, with the 73 grain S&B full metal jacket. These are steel core. You should not use steel core ammo on steel targets if it is dry outside. I waited for today because it just rained, so the ground and all the leaves are soaking wet. I still do have a fire extinguisher here with me just in case, because steel and steel likes to spark. So let's go for it. One. Two. Only two, I think. Let's go load up with PPU and see if it's any different. All right, we're all loaded up with some 10 rounds of 71 grain PPU, new manufacturer. Now, this test should be taken with a grain of salt because obviously I'm not great at 7 yards, so I'm even poorer at 25 yards. This is just a general little test, do some shooting. One, first shot. Two, woohoo. That might have been three. Four. Five, wow. Six. Didn't lock open again on the PPU. 6 out of 10. That's pretty good, especially for me. Maybe the PPU is slightly more accurate, but again, I'd consider them about the same. And for the price, the S&B is a much better deal. But I do have a gun that I'm going to test them out of. I believe the S&Bs, the surplus S&Bs, were actually made for this gun. Don't quote me on that, though. We'll see if there's any difference between the PPU and the S&Bs at this one. So you might have been wondering what that second target's up there for. That is for this. My VZ61 Scorpion. 3D printed lower with a 3D printed super safety, 3D printed Scorpion style grip, and a 3D printed folding brace. I really don't like using this on my Infinity target. Love Infinity targets, by the way. I highly recommend them. They're very affordable, and you don't have to hang up paper all the time. You just walk up, repaint them, shoot them, have fun. Love my Infinity target. But this is very bad for your Infinity target for the reason of the super safety, which I'll give you a little taste of at the end of the video. It tears them up. But let's see. PPU accuracy. 71 grain PPU, new manufacturer. Let's see the accuracy of this at 7 yards. Sorry, my glasses are fogging up. A little humid out here today. Yeah, oh, we have a little jam. last round too. Come on. Nice. Couple jams. I had a jam earlier I had to cut through, but yeah, and my glass is fogging up, so a couple cuts, weird cuts, but 20 rounds on target. Let's go check it out. Oh yeah, look at that group right there. That is a good group. Let's go see if the S&B can beat that. All right, now we're gonna be loaded up with 20 rounds of the S&B Surplus 73 grain full metal jackets. These are a little smokier, and my glasses are fogging up. Not a good combo. We're clear. Let's go check it out. Walking up, it looks, woohoo, that is another great group. I genuinely could not tell you which one performed better. I'm pulling a little low and to the right because the super safety, you have to pull pretty hard so that it won't force reset itself. So that's why I'm pulling down to the right. It's that really harsh trigger pull. But yeah, I mean, overall, I couldn't tell you which group I like better. I would probably go with the S&B just because it was cheaper. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. All right. Now, just to show off the super safety a little bit, we're going to be loaded up with 15 rounds of the PPU 71 grain new production. Only 15. Don't want to waste too much ammo. But let's see if I can get it to run correctly. Takes a little bit of finesse, but we got it. Let's go check out that group. So yeah, guys, walking up, this group is not great, but still scary. I wouldn't want to be in front of it. It would appear that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll call it 7. We won't count that 8th one. 7 rounds on target. One in a pretty bad spot to be hit. The rest of them were pretty close. There were quite a few. I had 4 up there somehow. I don't know how, but they were all close enough that I wouldn't want to be standing in front of that. So yeah, there you go. That's the Surplus S&B 32 Auto. Again, mine's the green and white box. Mine is also non-corrosive. How can you test for that? Well, there's 2 ways. The first way, the safe way, is you pull the bullet, empty the powder, put it in the gun, put on your ear pro because it's still very loud. Just a primer is still extremely loud. Point the gun at a piece of metal, sheet metal, any sort of steel you have laying around that's relatively clean that you'll be able to tell if new rust is formed on it. Point the gun in a safe direction. Be safe about this because accidents happen. So point the gun at the metal, pull the trigger, loud pop will go off. Wear your eye protection too. Don't forget. Be very safe about this. And come back in about 24 hours. If you see a little ring of rust where you shot at, your ammo is corrosive. What I did, which is not the smart way, don't be like me, I came out here and just shot my guns, you know, make sure it was safe, make sure the ammo was good. Shot them, went back, I cleaned the star, because the star means a lot. Spare parts, hard to come by. I cleaned the star, and I just hung the Scorpion up on the wall, waited till the next day, put a bore scope in it, bore was shiny, no rust. So I was like, okay, this is good. But the Scorpion, there's barrels everywhere. Not everywhere. Let me rephrase that. They still make barrels for them. They are pretty hard to find, but they are out there. As many of you who have built Scorpions know, they can be pretty tough to come by. But mine has a new barrel in it, so it doesn't have any historical significance or anything like that. So I just tested it. I guess you'd call it the old-fashioned way, not the smart way. But ammo is 100% good to go so far for me. I've shot probably 250 rounds of it. That's not a ton, but I've had no issues out of it. Accuracy is okay. I don't have a chronograph, sadly. I know. I need a chrono, but I'll get one eventually. They feel quite a bit hotter than the PPU. They actually seal the chamber up very well. I mean, you can't really tell in the camera, but I have quite a bit of powder on my arms just from shooting the 50 rounds of PPU. Really only 20 through the Star. The Scorpion doesn't throw powder back on me as much. That's why I like shooting PPU through the Scorpion, because of the top eject. It really protects you from the powder. But that's why you wear your eye pro. That and the brass can slung right back at you. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.